Real quick before we dive in, if you're a regular here, consider pulling up a seat to the Patreon. The seat, the table, the kitchen. 3 tiers starting at just $5 a month. Built for the people who don't just listen, they feel it. Patreon.com/TMHF podcast show. Link is always in the show notes.
Welcome to another episode of the Taste Music Here Food Podcast Show. I am your host, Ed Porter. This is the place for food, music, and culture, and how they all connect.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna watch it now. I think it's dope.
Welcome to another episode of the Taste Music Here Food Podcast Show. I am your host, Ed Porter, and this is the destination for food, music, and culture, and how they all connect. My guest today, I've tried to have on this fucking show for almost a full calendar year. and listen, this is how you know the divine intervention and timing you don't have. Things have to happen when it's supposed to happen. So I am grateful that we could make this happen today. I have a great reverence for this woman, and I'm going to attempt to pay her flowers with this intro. So here we go. There are artists who fit neatly into a category, and then there are artists who make the category nervous. Today's guest is one of those rare creative forces who can stand in the middle of hip-hop, poetry, science, literature, orchestral music, philosophy, heartbreak, humor, and human behavior, and somehow make all of it sound like one language. She is a rapper, singer, writer, speaker, cultural thinker, and one of the most distinct voices to come out of Minneapolis. She came through the world of spoken word and Doomtree, helped redefine what independent hip-hop could look like, sound like, then stretched that world into memoir. TED stages, public radio, BBC storytelling, the Minnesota Orchestra, and even the Hamilton universe. On this platform, we talk about food as more than what it is on the plate. It is what we consume. What shapes us, what nourishes us, oftentimes poisons us. And thus, we keep reaching for it even when we know better. We talk about music as more than sound. It is vibration, memory, language, frequency, and the rhythm of life being lived. So today, we are sitting down with someone who has made a career out of asking, what are we really made of? What are we feeding ourselves, and what stories are we repeating? And can we change the song playing in our own heads? Please welcome to the Taste Music Here Food Podcast Show, the multi-talented Dessa.
And I'm gonna leave. I just peeked. No, I'm so lucky that I've heard you flex on your introductions before because I came ready.
Yeah.
Like, okay. It's not gonna lift me off my seat and out the room. Thank you.
No, you are very deserving, and it is the thing I take the most pride in is because I get to talk to some amazing humans, and I know that you probably haven't heard someone tell you how you affect them in real time, and it is the most important thing. It's the most important thing. Here's the deal with me. I'm heart on my sleeve type of guy. There's nobody on this planet that I love and care for that doesn't know it. And there's nobody on this planet that I have smoke with that doesn't know it. That doesn't know some furniture's fucking moving if we see each other. It's really simple with me. There's no guys whatsoever. Yeah. So yes, thank you so much for being.
Thanks for having me in your house too.
For sure. All right, let's talk.
All right.
Before the world knew you as Dessa, the multi, slash as you are, what were you hungry for? What got your juices going to the fact of creation?
The first time that I remember having like the sensation of ambition and drive, I wasn't even sure exactly where to attach it yet. I just remember you'd see on TV, even on just like network TV, you'd see like there's doctors in there and there's scrubs and they're sort of like stressing out over a fucking clipboard and shit's real important. And I was like, yeah.
I want that.
But I didn't want to go to medical school. Like I wanted a clipboard. Do you know what I'm saying? I knew that I wanted to spend my time doing something that I cared about and that seemed important to other people too. So I think I had that sense of like, whatever I pick, to make rent.
Yeah.
You know, I want to make a life out of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope.
And then, to be honest, like, I love music, but my mom had a voice. Like, a voice.
Yeah.
And so, you know, she would, doing dishes, she's singing Whitney Houston.
Effortlessly. Yeah, that's
like nothing.
Yeah.
And so she has one of those, you know, those kind of voices that hits like really athletic staircases, melismas, you know, she's, and so I just thought like, okay, well, I'm not the best singer at my address. Right? There's no chance. There's no chance.
Right.
And then, you know, was pleasantly, obviously the world is full of all sorts of music. I love a voice like that.
Yeah.
It's not what I came built in. It's not the reed I got dealt, you know?
Yeah.
But I have a very pretty, you know, alto voice, and I love the writing of lyrics. And so then finding my way into music through that lane instead of, you know, like an America's Got Talent or The Voice kind of lane, right? Was the way that I found my way in.
Yeah. That's dope. That's dope. Like you said, there's some attachment to language. Let's just call it language.
Yes.
Some attachment to language that really sparks. That's where you come alive at.
Yes.
When did you figure that you could manipulate language to suit or not suit moods?
I think, to be honest, first it was probably me becoming aware of the way that language was manipulating my mind in my understanding of the world. So, for example, I remember like my mom would read to me at night, and I think it was like a Peter Rabbit joint. And she used,
checks.
You know, and then what? And then she used the word fortnight, you know, was in the book, and I was like, stop. What?
Yeah.
You know, and so she explained that there was this measurement of time that was 2 weeks long, and you didn't hear a lot, but it was called a fortnight. This blew my mind out the back of my head.
Yeah.
I was like, the idea that I thought I knew all the time words. Like I was old enough to know week and done the main. Yeah. And so all of a sudden I felt like, oh, you could just chop up reality into different blocks like that and use it. And, you know, for me, like learning a new word like that put a slightly new perspective on what I thought was a familiar terrain.
Right.
That was it. And then watching, like, when I first learned about themes, I'd been watching a TV show with my mom. She said, what's a theme? And I didn't know what she was talking about. She explained it. I was like, excuse me, ma'am? Are you telling me there's invisible threads that run through all of art that, in addition to like understanding the surface plot, you know, so-and-so falls in love, they break up. Okay, that there's allegorical. It felt like I could see gravity.
Yeah. No, facts.
You know?
Facts.
Yeah. So for me, I think language, even as a kid, I remember sitting on the school bus and watching the world pass by, and I would try to like pick an object as it was panning past and write a dictionary definition as soon as I can. You know, the private of my mind by the time the next noun came along. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So you were operating at a different level, like pretty early on.
I wasn't homecoming queen.
Yeah.
If that's what you're asking.
No, but that's. Here's the other thing too. I just told my daughter this too. My youngest, who's 11. My youngest is 11. I got 6 kids.
Hey, okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I was popular.
Okay. Homecoming kid.
Yeah. No, but I was so 5 daughters, 1 son.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So like that's why even your story is that much more important to me, because it's important for young girls to see women just doing what they want to do in manners and playing in arenas where, you know, let's just call it a spade. It's male-dominated fields, but there's a necessity for all of these voices. And yours is unique, and everyone has a unique voice. You got to learn how to use it, you know. I think that's the hardest thing for any artist is finding their voice, their unique voice, and then how to stay true to it.
And I think even just like finding a unique voice is, and in and of itself, an act of creativity, because it's not like sometimes, you know, when artists talk about it quickly, I think there can be the misconception that, well, I have my unique voice, but I'm too afraid to use it, so I just follow the herd. Obviously, I'm sure that on occasion happens. Discovering what the hell your unique voice is, to figure out what part of the conventions of this form, whether that's hip hop or folk, or, you know, for all I know, plating. Like,
no, it's all relative. Yeah.
Like, what do I dig about the conventions of my era, of the country in which I was born, the part of the country? What do I dig? What is worth reconsidering? Which trends and expectations are worth bucking and fighting against. Like, you have to decide that in a million ways. Do you want to write in present tense? Do you want to write in first person? Do you
In
want to
real time.
Yes.
And do it all in real time.
And then you have to say, what do I like? It's like you're sitting in front of, like, you know, the Sherman-Williams entire catalog of colors, right? And you start with pinks. Okay, I think this is my favorite. And then you go to beiges. There's a lot of choosing to do to figure out what your voice is too.
Yeah. No, and that's
recognition.
And this, here's the fact of the matter is that in every instance, whenever anyone starts, they start out mimicking the things they like.
Yes.
In every instance, there's not one instance where that doesn't happen. Whether that's be a chef, whether that you're following recipes at first, before you figure out, you got to learn the rules so you can be able to break the rules.
Yep.
And that's I'll use a better one. If you go to when you hear anybody from the UK sing, they sound very American. Because that's by design. They don't know it. They're like a parakeet. So, you know, pretty much because they're mimicking a feeling that is evoked. And it takes an enormous amount of introspective searching to figure out where your unique voice lies and all of that. And most people never find it. Never. There are so many artists like other artists. Like, oh, that's why you get, and then the world is, you know, that we live in is built on boxes. So
totally.
Like it's just what it is. Like, oh, how is it? What does a banana taste like? A fucking banana. Like there's nothing else that tastes like it, you know? So I always know, like in the 90s, the golden era of hip hop, the reason why I always will go back to that is because there were a ton of artists, but everybody strived to sound uniquely themselves. And that bucked the system of conformity with, you know, capitalism and these companies because they want whatever worked. And when you were different, they shunned you.
And I think also, I mean, weren't there fewer, maybe this is naive, but I imagine it's like fewer people to emulate, and that you are really pioneering what
you were creating in a vacuum too. We didn't have access. Like, you know
what I mean?
Yeah. Creating in a vacuum is a thing. Yeah. And that's a good and bad thing too. You know,
I hear that.
Because you do need, sometimes you need to know that, you know, that ain't it. Right? So there is something to be said for having a peer-to-peer relationship to know whether vibrationally you are on the right path. Because sometimes, I think more times than not, you know when something's not like hitting all the marks, but you either jump on that train and ride it or you don't. And sometimes people are getting off before their time. So they're being deviated
from their trajectory. I think also it's that balance of like, there's the signals you're getting externally, which are fewer, obviously, if you're in a relative vacuum. This is dope. This is not dope. I don't enjoy this. This is too dissonant. This is too, whatever you're getting. And then there's internally some signal, trying to figure out the extent to which you balance the two for your best work. Also the extent to which maybe your internal voice has been eavesdropping on the external one. You know, I have calling myself out. Like after a record comes out and like my song is now whatever the favorite song is on Spotify. The
subconscious wants to live. Okay, the subconscious wants to live for sure. Yeah. That's something great because very few. I mean, we are influenced. We are
social creatures.
We're social creatures in the construct of being a sponge. You can't help but to, and comedians, and Gabe can tell you this too. Comedians go through this all the time. Like sometimes there'll be a bit and then.
Did I bite that?
Right. And so you might have heard something and it might makes its way into your upcoming works. Unconsciously, you were influenced or inspired, let's use that word because it's a better one, by something you heard. And then it is what it is.
I have definitely like been really feeling myself on a line that I thought was great. And then years later, heard U2 sing it. And I'm like, that song's been out for 10 years. I 1000%. You know what I mean? So yeah, I totally.
It happens.
We are permeable.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, we're going to get into a segment called Cold Truths. Every flavor tells a story. Every story holds a truth. This is Cold Truths presented by Just Fruit Sorbet Atelier, the new standard in sorbet. Pure fruit, thoughtfully crafted. Fruit at its most honest. Chef-driven. Small batch sorbets made with real fruit, organic ingredients, and flavors designed to hit like a perfect record at the perfect moment. So what we're going to do is we're going to taste an excerpt sampling of sorbet. And in my opinion, real conversations happen when they are over flavor in real time. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you a question that's going to require your unadulterated truth. What you have here is a tofu mango.
Tofu mango?
A tofu mango, which is the yellow mangoes.
Yeah.
And Thai coconut.
And Thai coconut. Okay,
Yes,
got you.
And so yeah, let's dig into that. And I'm going to ask you a question that only you could answer anyway.
I used to slang high-end gelato and sorbet. So I am ready.
Okay, so
I am
this
ready.
You are again perfect for
ready.
this. This is right up your alley then.
That's a super ripe mango.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Do you have on a scale of 1 to 10, how developed is your sweet tooth? Or how much do you like sweets? 1 to 10?
Me?
Yeah.
22.
23.
Absolutely. Yeah, sweets are my thing. It's good, huh?
I really do like it. I really do.
You're going to hate my comparison, but it's like, it's the best dreamsicle I've ever had.
That is yeah, you're right.
Yep, I knew you wouldn't like that. But it's a sophisticated, it's a luxury dreamsicle.
But it's with the coconut, whereas I feel like the dreamsicle runs on more like the cream flavor, right?
Yeah. So no cream, no dairy,
Yeah.
100% dairy free, all organic, all the good stuff.
Okay. I can
And you
sort
being
of
the
hear
you being
but
the
I'm sort of just in
yeah,
sugar
you're
mode
tuning
right
me out,
now.
but you being the slanger, as you said, of high end gelato and sorbets, how do you rank?
Honestly, this one's really high. Yeah, I think I'm used to the mango that has like a slightly more a tang to it. This is like a really ripe mango. I'm a sugar fiend. I really like that.
Yeah, so yeah, these are mangoes that they use to make like the dry mangoes and the mango candy out of.
Yeah.
That's like
Those are my favorite ones.
yes. Okay, here's your question. Now that I got you all. All right.
Sugar high.
Now this is perfect though. People love the idea of the tortured artist, right? Until the artist actually tells the truth. What is something audiences consume from artists that they do not always realize costs something real?
What is okay? I mean, I think my answer would be different 10 years ago, but I think now it is about like that constant access. So like picking somebody big, you know, let's say like a Doja Cat or something. The amount that she expends as a person of, you know, psychic energy, actual calories, seconds of her ever, you know, precious and diminishing life. Like, it takes a lot to be as personable and to be as hands-on and accessible. And of course, there is sort of like a one-way aspect to that parasocial relationship. Doja Cat can see the foul shit that you write in the comments go by. And in addition to being a celebrity and a badass lyricist and a super charismatic performer, she's a human being with a human heart. That shit hurts.
Facts.
And I think all of it, I'm sure myself including, you know, you're in like casual conversation with a friend and you're talking about somebody famous. They can't hear that because you're in your own kitchen. But when you put that online, I think that people would be surprised the extent to which their seemingly casual, offhand, unthinking comments do tend to filter up. And that how much it takes to like, to put your heart out there, to make yourself the most vulnerable that you can be, and to receive not just aesthetic criticism, which is part of the artist's job, but deeply personal shade.
Yeah.
You know, I think people would be surprised at how many of their famous, the people they really like have shed tears over that stuff.
Oh my goodness.
What about you?
Even the toughest, all right. So I like to think that, you know, I'm unique in the fact that I've been on stages, large crowds, and also been, you know, in settings where I'm cooking on a stage, if you will. And that type of give and take. There's something about being on a stage, that elevated position that makes people think that you're not human. We become zoo animals, right?
Right.
And so in that state, you're not spoken of or about in a human
In a
way.
humane way.
Yes, yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
And because of that,
Yeah.
because and that's again part of the gig, though. You're subjected to that type of exposure because you are, you have all these other things at your disposal.
Yeah.
However, I think when people really. And I commend people like a Doja Cat who actually shows her, she can't help it. This is really what it is. That's really, that's really what it is. She can't help, but there's cracks in the infrastructure because, look, you can't continuously kick me and think that I don't feel it.
And not only that, I think she's on camera more than celebrities were 10 years ago. So I think you can curate this careful image for an hour a day,
right?
But you can't do it for 7.
No,
you can't do it for 12.
There's no real. Celebrity is not what it once was. Like there was the mystique. Different. The mystique is not. There's no such thing because they don't want it. People say they want it, but they don't want it.
But you know what? I think that some people might want it. It's just that I think you can't have. Well, for most cases, I think you just can't have a successful career anymore and keep it.
You can't. No.
Because what are you selling? None of us. For the most part, music isn't the commodity on offer. No. I'm super grateful to the folks who have my vinyl, genuinely. And I'm also aware, open-eyed, that some people bought it because they wanted to say hi and get a signature.
Yeah.
Thank you, right? Some people are grabbing a t-shirt. Thank you again. But fundamentally, music lives on your phone and it's free for a big swath of music listeners, right? Yeah. So
that's real.
You're selling access.
100%. And you have to find it's a fine line between too much access and sanity.
Absolutely. Or also just class. And what's the kind of art that you want to provide? Part of me is just I don't want to talk about Tuesday afternoon. The whole reason I made art was to understand, to try to distill, right? And to concentrate human experience.
Yeah.
So I don't want to sell 3-2 beer because I'm running a distillery.
Yeah.
You
period.
Know what I mean?
Yeah. At its highest point.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. That was Cold Truths presented by Just Fruit Sorbet Atelier, where the flavors are cold, but the conversations are honest. For more info, head to www.justfruitsorbet.com. All right. When you think about the things that you have to consume or have consumed over the years, right?
Okay.
So your life. Think about consuming over your life. Whether that's books, musics, relationships are a huge part of that. Cities, heartbreak, all of the things. Science, all of it. What has nourished you to become the person that you are today?
Human connections. Absolutely. I think for me, so often understanding a lot of the academic interests that I got. So I really dig neuroscience, that kind of stuff. But at its heart, I think understanding that stuff is because I want to better understand human connection.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, that's great.
What are the micro expressions and what are the reflexes that we have that we're born? I was reading today about how babies come out with a bunch of reflexes ready-made that are inhibited through their adulthood, us, and that often reemerge in the final years of our lives. So when kids are really little, their hands and their mouths are linked. If you press on both their palms firmly, their mouths will open and their eyes will close. And if that reflex isn't totally correctly inhibited, it can make it difficult to learn how to write because your hand and mouth are still react. Of course, immediately I thought of guitar face, right?
No, for sure. Every good guitar player has it. They can't think.
Not that I know that those are that's what I thought of. But I think, for me, it's I want to understand what it's like to be alive and to try to find love and peace and sometimes smoke with one another. I think almost all of my connections and interests come back to language and human.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And what, from that experience, from what you ingested, did you have to detox from?
Oh, I think for me, it's such a standard answer. But I think that kind of unilateral social connection in my phone that you hear researchers talking about how damaging it is for teenagers. I'm what about me?
Yeah. No,
what about
facts.
also for me? What a life suck.
Oh my goodness.
What a life suck. And I so often find my willpower on its own to be insufficiently matched with the draw of those moving lights and pictures. Such a bummer.
There's Yeah, no, for sure. The scrolling, doom scrolling is a fucking thing.
Even just like surfing, you know what I mean? Oh, this is funny. This is like, is it funnier is it so funny that you would like to, when on your deathbed, be like, I did that for 6 years?
Yeah, no.
Is it that funny?
When you add up the
it's
time,
not that funny.
It's definitely not that funny.
You know? So.
And there's very few things that you equate to having. Here's the deal. My cousin's wife passed. The day before she passed, he had sent her something he found on YouTube, and it was this gentleman speaking. I'm gonna find it too. He's speaking about time in the sense of heartbeats.
Yeah. How many? Yeah.
So everybody in this world is born a billionaire, right? So you have about 2 billion heartbeats. The average American lives to about 65, and that shit is decreasing by the year, 65, 70, if you're lucky. So if you think about time and incrementally in heartbeats, a lot of shit doesn't matter. Like don't waste your heartbeats. Like this, because you're never getting them back. It's the only thing that we're spending that we don't know. Only thing we're spending, we do not know when the limit is up.
And you can't buy more.
Nope.
You can't trade something of value for more. Like that's the only. I agree with it. There's this book. I think it's Life is Long if you know how to use it. I think. But same thing. It's like this is the one resource. Mm-hmm. It's absolutely finite. So like we can get so spun on exactly where our dollars go.
Yeah. Where
do your minutes go, dude?
Facts.
Right.
And because we spend a lot of time.
Garbage.
For sure. Yeah. So much time. And it just even the negative thoughts about other shit. It's crazy. And that's the worst use of time. That's worse than doom scrolling. Because we're electric beings and we attract what we put out. So when you are, it's the same thing like when you say you just bought a pair of shoes or a new car. A car's a good one. You started fucking seeing those cars everywhere. Right? Everywhere. Because you're cognizant of it.
You're priming yourself.
Yeah. And you're open to seeing. It's no fucking wonder why when you're in a shitty mood and you feeling like everything's against you, shit starts coming out the woodwork. You start getting piled on with a bunch of dumb shit. If you gotta really keep yourself in a mental state that is open to receiving better than where you're currently at. And if you do that positive way of thinking, you attract other positive people, which is where the magic comes from, because it's impossible to be in a state of doom when you're surrounded by light.
Or even just the idea of like, that kind of hopelessness that can accrue, when you're reading some like genuinely the worst, most urgent, unsettling horror stories from around the planet are available to you at all times. I mean, in moving pictures and vivid color. Wow, that's new. And like that feeling of being just overmatched by that. Instead of like, my downstairs neighbor has broken his ankle. I could run and get him some organic blue tortilla chips from Good Earth or whatever the brand that he did. Like that is something, an action, right? An action to do to counter that feeling, I think, too. I think we have this idea that sometimes by virtue of being tenderhearted, our duty is served.
Yeah, no, this is
your pain,
act of service.
Your pain is not the currency.
Yes.
Right? In which the world is righted. That's your action.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's a great point. In restaurants, chefs talk about balance, right? So you have acid, fat, salt, heat, sweetness, and your writing. What are the ingredients you are always balancing?
I love this question. I think for me, I like big idea, right? Big philosophy, and I have like no desire to be like Bill Nye, the science guy of hip hop. So I don't want to use the big words. I want to use the big ideas.
Right.
But I want to cloak them and present them in the absolutely most relatable of human scale interactions. And so for me, I think the balance of like not the sacred and the profane, but like the sacred and the mundane. So I don't mean sacred in like a godly way, but like the biggest ideas, the biggest conflicts that we have the biggest heartaches, the biggest losses, the biggest loves. I often think that those aren't best presented with the biggest words and the hyperbolic drama. It's in like, you see your mom right after her love is past, and you look at that tan line on her left finger, ring finger, and you know that, when that skin matches, because she's not wearing the ring anymore, this mourning period of nature, like those little details, the mascara that's like on someone's collar, even as she's crushing it in the staff meeting, like this has been a big Tuesday for this person, you know? And so for me, I think looking for those little details that are connected to our biggest heartstrings.
Mm-hmm. That's
scope.
That's a great one. That's a great one. And I like always tying or weaving the thread through between food and music, because they're there. And so food and music are always paired together, but never in an intentional way. Like any restaurant you've ever been to, there's always some fake music in the background, but it's never tied to the one singular message.
I was going to say though, I mean, when you go to like, my mom's side is Puerto Rican, and there, obviously, it's like, the buffet is connected to the salsa dancing, is connected to...
That's different.
Yeah.
So that's 100% intentional and instinctual. So like, that's a whole
Nobody
different...
was like, I have an idea.
Exactly, no.
They were like, I have a boombox and you have rice.
Yeah. Let's make it. Let's make it. Okay. As if you don't already have a million other things on your plate, you also dived into baking. What?
Can I be honest? I'm going hard.
No, you don't have there's no middle ground with you. You're either in it or not. Like it's either you're in or not. And as I started baking, so that's how I.
Wait, tell me.
Okay,
what do you mean?
No, so I got into pastry first. I did pastry first. So pastry. Okay, let's use musical terms. Baking is science. So baking, I equate to like polka music.
Well, okay, I didn't see that coming.
Okay, and this is why. Because you can go up or down, fast and tempo, but it's the same beat.
Okay.
It has to be exact. It's exacting.
Okay.
Cooking's like jazz. As long as you know the rules, you can bend.
I'm in, I'm out. A little more cumin.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're going to...
However you want to. That's, I would think, for a person like you, having the great... invention comes from constraint. So forcing you to think within the confines to find a way out of the confines is the magic of being able to bake. And then now the baking of it is confined. The design is where the whimsy comes in.
I think so. I know that there's no pastry chef or fan who's going to be like, cool answer, Dessa. But I think honestly for me, it was like, I'm competitive when it's low stakes, right? And so my dude had made me a cake for my birthday. It was like a carrot cake. I was like, thank you. This is delicious. I will make a better one. What a jerk. What an absolute
that is an asshole statement.
100%. And we were ribbing each other about something else, right? And so I was like, okay, well, I'm going to make a better cake. And so I made this cake and I was like, this is pretty good. And then he was like, this is actually pretty, like he's a baker. He was like, this is pretty good, And then from there, I was like, I loved the piping, on the outside, the decorating and stuff. Didn't know how to do any of it yet. I didn't know you had to spin it. I didn't know anything. You know what I mean? It's just like, you're talking about a vacuum.
Yeah, hey,
100%. But I went really far down the rabbit hole. Like I interviewed through a translator, one of my favorite South Korean, flour cakes, which is the stuff that I make. And I think for me, to be honest, I think making the frosting is the part that it does feel more like cooking, right?
Yeah.
I didn't like this. I'm going to toss in some more cinnamon. Oh, okay. I've been trying ube. How does that work? So to me, I think the frosting is my big passion. And I've learned how to cakes so that I have a canvas.
No facts. So again, that's the jazz part of it. And then polka, you don't temper those eggs, that cake don't come out right.
Exactly.
And there's no fixing it. You got to start over.
Yeah.
There's no, everything is very exacting. It's chemistry. It's fucking chemistry.
Okay. Also, I just feel like I didn't know you started as a pastry chef.
Yeah.
Like, why have we talked about anything else this whole time?
I had a fucking bakery. I sold when I was in the Bay. And it's a great job. It's not a business because when you're known for making cakes a certain way, it's hard. You can't teach that. Like it's something there's a process. Like you get to commercial ways, that's fine. But when there's certain way you do stuff, it was hard for me to teach other people.
Scale.
Right, to scale. So every cake that came through, I had to touch everyone. That's a fucking job. It's not a business. I congratulations, you just made a job for yourself. And if I don't touch the cakes, the money don't come in.
Yeah, dude. I think also like, the flip side of like, I'm my own boss is like, I'm my own intern.
Yeah. I'm the executive intern. That's what it is. That's what it is.
And not executive all the time. Sometimes I'm just like the intern's intern. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Wait, really quickly. I know you got cards.
No,
but
it's all good.
Tell me what kind of cake, like what was the signature cake?
My signature cake?
Yeah.
Anything someone didn't like.
Oh, so you're going hard on flavor combinations, textures, pairings, what?
Yeah, so all right, so there's a couple of different crumb patterns that you would go to. So the moist cake.
Yep.
So which I believe like chocolate needs to be dense and moist.
Yep.
It needs to be carrot cake is also in that band. And you have some aid from the carrots and all that stuff, right?
And oil in the chocolate
exactly.
cake. Yeah.
And
God,
then
so
you
excited.
get into like your pound cakes and your things of that nature that has a little more structure to it.
Yeah.
Still needs to be moist.
Do you soak the pound cakes?
Soak all cakes.
All cakes. Thank you.
All cakes need to be soaked.
Come on. Okay.
Okay. So I'm like I would make my own vanilla.
Okay.
Like we wholeheartedly into the whole thing. So that's why I would make fondant.
Oh, yes, dude.
I would make the butter to make the buttercream.
Oh,
yeah. So
Listen, I was like, wow. Oh,
yeah.
Like bass drop.
Yeah. So that's different.
Buttercream.
Yes, because I had to. So a 6-inch cake for me,
How many layers?
6-inch. I would make 2 cakes with a split in 2, so 4. Right. It was like $300, and period, and I'll show you some stuff too. I've been all over your stuff. Yeah. So I know what it takes. So that's why I'm like, okay, there's a certain level of commitment and maniacal thinking that goes into that shit.
Yeah,
and then I'm thinking about all the pictures that wasn't taken. So to get
she hung her head in shame.
Yeah. to get to that picture, I know there was like a billion takes. I'm like, okay. You don't just wake up with that. That's, there's some hours that you have to put into that.
Also, I think so I sound like I am a zealot about like homeschooling. I am not, but I think realizing like my interest in flower cakes, how much botany I've learned about where certain flowers grow in Korea, because my phone would start recognizing the frosting flowers as real. You know what I mean? And then tell me
that's next level.
I'm in it.
That's next level.
Also, I was gonna bring you a cake today, and I'm so glad I didn't because I didn't realize how hard you cake.
No. You
give me a year. I gotta.
No, I mean you. Listen, now
boxing.
you can't tell me that you was gonna bring some cake and then bring no cake, and now I gotta sit here cakeless, thinking about. Don't worry about it. When we make this exchange for this album. No. Well, I got you. Don't worry about it. You don't feel the need to, but I'm definitely gonna bring it in. Yes. All right, I know that we are short on time, but we can do this for hours. Clearly. And I just have to really. I'm gonna soak up every morsel, every heartbeat that I have with you. But before I let you get out of here, we're gonna play a little game called the lightning round.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna ask you a series of questions.
Okay.
And just first thing that pops in your head.
Okay.
I know this is gonna be hard for you. Okay.
All right. Yes. You could.
Yeah.
It's already hard.
All right. Here we go.
Yeah.
One song you wish you wrote.
I'm gonna say Lauryn Hill's Miseducation. What's that song called?
Shit, there's
all of them are great.
That thing you do?
Thank you. Yeah, that thing you do.
Most overrated emotion.
Ooh, I'm gonna say joy.
Joy is overrated. Maybe. Damn, that's a dark.
Listen, you know what? You told me I couldn't think about it. Do I think that? I have no idea. I have no idea.
Hey, it's first response that came out. We're going to go with it. Okay. One thing you always consume before performing.
Ooh. Maybe not always, but often a little nip of whiskey.
What kind of whiskey?
Usually whatever they could get me in the backstage.
Okay. Black Velvet it is. Okay, heard.
Maker's Mark or Knob Creek will do.
There you go. Better fuel for art, love or resentment?
Oh, I didn't think that was the second one coming. Resentment, probably. I think great feelings are best lived and often don't need to be recorded, where it's in conflict that we tend to try to sort stuff out.
Absolutely. If your brain had a house band, what genre would they play?
Ooh, I mean, if the Roots were available, I'd ask if they could pop in. I know they're busy. But
They're slightly busy.
Yeah.
Okay. And a food that feels like Minneapolis.
Ooh, sweet corn.
Sweet corn. Yeah, it has to be from the State Fair though.
You know, I grew up myself in the garden. And
Exactly.
loved it, yeah.
Okay. You can keep the art,
Okay.
but you have to give back the pain that made it. Are you taking that deal?
No, I think pain doesn't always make us better, but I think it makes us humble often. And I think that it's through suffering that I've learned very often to detect the suffering of others. And I hope to give them some allowance for it.
That's the human side, the humanity. Yeah. Everybody that can hear the sound of our voices and see your lovely face, tell them where they can catch up and keep up on all things Dessa, including cakes.
If you're interested in checking out any of the new music or the upcoming tour dates, you can check me out on Instagram at Dessa, Dessa. And my secret cake account is Soft Power Cakes.
Soft Power Cakes.
All cakes, all the time.
Also, DessaWanda.com. Okay, you got to make sure you keep up on all her things there.
Thanks.
You are an amazing, amazing human. You have such light that comes and radiates from you. I adore you, and we got some restaurant hopping to do at some other time, and you owe me a cake.
I'm trying to get a trade going.
We get it popping. We get it popping. All right. Listen, this has been another great episode of the Taste Music Here podcast show. I stuttered that, but if you find value in conversations like this, please like, comment, follow, tag Dessa. She maybe has a cake in there for you somewhere. Maybe not. I'll tell you how one was, though. Until next time, this has been the Taste Music Here Food podcast show. I'm Ed Porter. Peace.